Good evening. Hello, my name is Shawn Cohen, and today's date is the 24th of June, 2018. And I just wanted to make another little video. I made a video yesterday to let people know that I have a couple things going on with discounts for tarot readings, and of course I'll be starting up my Meta 2 and my Astrology 2 classes, as well as I'm planning an astrological summit, which will be out of this world with fantastic astrological people who are professionals, have been doing it for many, many years, and who want you to know about it. You know, this is a really wonderful tool, sacred knowledge. What's the word? Empowering tool. Here we have Raphael's Ephemeris, and my co-host, one of them, will be James Lynn Page, who actually writes for what I call the Astrologer's Bible. Raphael's Ephemeris has been going on for centuries, actually not decades, and it shows you where all the planets are at any given time. And it looks, you know, you have to know astrological glyphs. You have to know how to read them in order to interpret Raphael's Ephemeris. However, it can be taught. That's what I teach in my classes in Astrology 1. And I will be offering these classes again in September. So if you're interested in metaphysics and you're interested in astrology, either or both, and also tarot, I just want to put it out there and give you time. You know, the kids may be home from school for the summer or whatever, but if you're interested, please get in touch. My email address is psychic, psycic, psychic Shawn, SHAWN, Cohen, COHEN, at gmail.com. And or Facebook message me, and I will give you all the details. The tarot is a 9-week course, the beginner's metaphysics course, which has a book, and it's a beautiful book. I also have a tarot book, which also goes with the tarot course, and a Meta 2 book. So that's 3 books for 3 different classes. The astrology, I send notes. I send tons, copious notes. So you would print them out, and then you would collaborate them for yourself. So you make your own notebook. But it's a wonderful, wonderful way to learn about life. So why am I making another video? Number one, to let you know that if you'd like to buy any of my books, they're all available on blurb.co.uk or blurb.com. One's American, one's the UK, doesn't matter. You could probably find them in the bookstore there. And I'll give you the code. So now we have a big discount, which is BETTER25. I hope you can read this. Maybe it's backwards, I don't know. But it's BETTER, BETTER 25. That's the code that you put in to get a whopping 40% off for any of my books. And I'd love you to have them. Even if you're not going to study with me, they are wonderful to have, wonderful books. So www.blurb, here it is, blurb.com, blurb.co.uk, and also on Amazon, one of them, which is the tarot book. So the books are called, number 1, the Tarot Workbook. Number 2, Metaphysics 1 Workbook. Number 3, just came out, hot off the press, Metaphysics 2 Workbook. And they're written in a workbook, like student workbooks, so they're a little bit messy, a little bit funky looking, but it's all part of the fun. But gorgeous inside too, gorgeous. Loads and loads of information. If you're a light worker like me and you want to be a light worker and you're looking for your path, this is path work, and surely you will find it within the wonderful pages of these books. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is that I'm also offering Tarot by Shawn, that's me, okay, Tarot by Shawn. I'm offering Also a 40% discount. Where can you get a 40% discount anywhere in the world these days and get what I'm going to give you, right? And I'll tell you what I'm going to give you in a minute, but 40% off, just say to summer discount and it's yours. 40% off a psychic medium tarot reading with the one and only me, hostess with the mostest of Cafe Esoterica Radio, Shawn Cohen, and the M stands for Margaret. And if you want to buy it as a gift, that's okay too. If you want to purchase it now and have it in a month's time, that's okay too. But it all goes away July the 2nd. So the blurb discount, I don't know how long that lasts, so I would get on that right away. But the my discount, my personal discount for a psychic medium tarot reading is going to last till July the 2nd. So you want to take a hold of that. Now, what's the normal price? Okay, the normal price for a psychic medium tarot reading with me, 34 years in the business, teacher of esoteric knowledge, in every paper you can imagine. I've been in the London Evening Standard twice, Hot Tickets, which is their supplement. I've been in Options, Marie Claire, magazines, Chat magazine, which is very well known here. I've also written my own column for Chat. I'm currently writing a column for Outer Limits magazine, which is all about aliens, so that's rather interesting. You could find that online if you want, outerlimitsmagazine.co.uk. And I recently wrote a whole article about the tarot in there. So the publisher is Chris Evers. So if you want to check that out, please do. Cafe Esoterica, my show, which was born of me, conceived of me. I do everything. I write the script, I book the guests, I interview them on air, on Blog Talk Radio. We're having a little, I say we, me, I'm having a little break because I'm organizing other things. But we'll be back in September. I will come back to promote the Astrology Summit. Because we do want listeners worldwide, and my show goes worldwide, and I'm so blessed by that. I can't tell you how wonderful that is. To know that my voice, it's not me, Shawn Cohen, but the voice of knowledge and wisdom is going to places like Russia. You know, when I was growing up, there was a Cold War going on between America and Russia, which is so, you know, it's wonderful to know that Russia can hear this, and China can hear this, and Africa can hear this, and you know, so many different places can hear this information. And my guests are some of the brightest and best in the metaphysical mind, body, spirit industry. So we have people from the divination arts, esoteric arts. I have some of the best astrologers on there. There are many more out there. There are gorgeous new astrologers coming up. I met one recently, Philip Daniel Miles, he's fantastic. His YouTube videos are amazing. And then you have good old staples like Justin Toper, writes for the Mirror. He's someone who wrote a beautiful introduction to my Meta One book, which I'm very grateful for. And we are friends, I think. So I just like to give people their dues, give people their, you know, tip my hat to them, because we know this work is never easy. It looks easy. It looks incredibly easy, but it's extremely difficult, and it comes from the heart, hopefully, and usually. And, well, it's to empower you. That's why we're here, to help you. So I'm giving you that lovely discount. Now, before you go, a couple more things. Number one, I made a note today. Here's the note. Do you see it? It says, resolve the unresolvable. How do you resolve the unresolvable? Have you been, for instance, enemies with someone you really should be friends with? Have you been the black sheep of your family? Have you been the person who raised your children on your own and the father is nowhere in sight? Have you been in, I don't know, I know people who can't, for some reason, complete the last class to get their degree. They're just stuck. And I know people who dropped out of school. They just can't cope. And yet they need that education to get where they're going. So how do you resolve the unresolvable? I'll tell you how. You get an astrology chart done. And you look at all the references and all the archetypes and all the ins and outs of not only the personality, because that's not enough. You need to look at the karma. You need to look at the past life issues. You need to look at, the connections that are happening astrologically, as well as esoterically, as well as personality, as well as what's going on in the stars, or the planets, how they're moving. So you have a thing called transits. Transits are what's happening in the heavens right now, which is written in the lovely Raphael's Ephemeris. That's how we find them. Here's the Raphael's Ephemeris. And this is a chart. This is my chart. Okay, this is just one of many. And I use the Placidus system. Some use Equal House. Whatever turns you on, that's okay. This is another chart. I love to do astrology charts, and I didn't mention them really too much in my other video. And the reason I didn't mention them is because I was busy yapping about all the other stuff. So if you need to resolve the unresolvable, you might need a synastry chart, which is about two people. You might need a composite chart, which is about how two energies come together as one. And maybe it'll show what they're about, where they're going in their lives, what their point of creating a connection is. And you can do this with a boss, you can do this with your child, you can do this with a lover, you can do this with your parents, you can do this with anyone, an enemy, right? All these things I'm going to offer for a 40% discount. So that's not just the tarot. I'm going to offer my astrology charts are much more, and they're all available. You can check them out on www.tarotbyshawncohen.weebly.com. And so finally, before we go, I've been trying to do, just one more thing. I've been trying to get the live feed on Facebook. My dear friend Rick, who is an earth angel, he rescues cats, he's wonderful. He lives in New York. Rick tried to help me. It was really tough. We were on Skype for hours this morning trying to figure it out. Unfortunately, no joy. We couldn't do it. So this is okay, I'll make this instead. I want to do live readings just to show you what I can do, if it can help you. I use Zoom and I use Skype. So if you don't have Skype, you can use Zoom. I can send you a link, and it doesn't cost you anything. Everything's PayPal, so that's easy. Let's do a few readings. Let's do some fun. Something interesting. We have a new moon in Capricorn coming up. For all you Cappies out there, it's, well, let's talk about that. And then I'll go to the reading for a quick second. Just so you know kind of how I work and what's available. Okay, we have so many planets in Capricorn. It's unbelievable. We have deep, dark Pluto, which is really dark. We have Saturn, which is very restrictive. Saturn's like grabs you by the, shoulder. I'll keep it clean. And unfortunately, these are harsh planets. These are tough planets. And anyone who has any Capricorn in their chart, okay, Pluto's 20 degrees and Saturn is 7 retrograde, which is also, well, it's 6 now, retrograde. Yeah, it's tough. If you're Capricorn and any of this touches you, you don't have to be Capricorn. You can have, like me, Capricorn rising, so this is really hitting me. The Pluto especially, because I'm 17 degrees Capricorn rising. It basically talks about transformation, but transformation within a certain context. You know, Capricorn is a tough sign. We all know, this is fizzy water, by the way. Cheers. We all know that Capricorns work hard, they have a strong work ethic because Saturn rules them and Saturn demands that. And they often don't mature right away. Like they come in old and they get young, or they come in and they're very immature and they never quite make it till they hit their mid 30s, you know. And then, you know, Mars in Capricorn is exalted in Capricorn, and that's why there's a certain thing about getting to a middle, not middle age. Middle age isn't 30. Come on. In these days, it's probably more 45. But I would say that, you know, 30-ish, they begin to blossom. And you see it in them. So we have this full moon, 6 degrees, on June 28th at 4 a.m. GMT time, London time. 4 a.m. and 53 minutes, so it's almost 5 a.m. And it's at 6 degrees and 28 seconds. So if you are an earth sign, which is Capricorn, of course, is an earth sign, Taurus, and Virgo, and you've got it within the first decan, so the first 10 degrees, you're going to be hit by this in a happier way, trining it, you know. If you are an opposite, so that would be Cancer, and it would be any of the water signs. So you've got Cancer, you've got the opposite of Virgo, Pisces, you've got the opposite of Taurus, which is Scorpio, and Jupiter's in Scorpio right now, but it's later degrees, but still could be within orb. Could be, depending on. I take a wider orb, some don't. But the moral of the story is it's all about Saturn. It's all about Capricorn. Capricorn says, do it right, or I'm going to knock you off your block, and you're going to slide back down that hill like the goat, and then you have to climb back up all over again. It's a strict disciplinarian, that Capricorn energy. Cappies are very sensitive, like Cancer, but perhaps their shell is a little bit, I would say their skin, they're sensitive beings, you know, like Cancer. Cancer wears its home on its, like the crab, it can hide and curl up in a ball and, you know, stay there for a while. Clam up is a good Cancer thing. But Capricorn, they're almost wearing armor. It's like they come in with armor. I don't know how to explain that, but, you know, if you're a Capricorn, you know what I mean. So, other signs that might be affected, of course. So you have the same, and then you have the opposite, right? And I would look at things like some other things going on, right? Mars is in Aquarius, and it's retrograding the 27th. And it's going to stay retrograde for quite a long time for this planet, which is unusual for it. And it takes us all the way to, let's just have a look. Yeah, it's retrograde. Okay, hold on. It goes direct on the 28th of August. It's quite a long time because Mars usually doesn't stay long in a sign, maybe a month, maybe 6 weeks, you know. So, you know, these are reflective things. When something goes retrograde, you ask yourself, what does it mean? What am I supposed to think about here? What am I supposed to not forget? Go back and think, review, retro, go backwards, review. And Mars is action. And in Aquarius, the brotherhood of man, Aquarius could be our ideals, our goals, our hopes and wishes, even our friendships. And that's nice to look at our friends and say, okay, is this the right person for me to be friends with? Do we share the same goals and ideals? Or maybe vive la différence. Maybe their goals are completely different than yours, but it's okay because you balance, you like each other. So in the end, all these things come to fore when someone comes for a reading with me, if they do an astrology chart. And if they do a tarot, then let me go into that. I want to pull quickly because we're running out of time. If it's too long, it won't upload on the various places it should upload. There's my crystal ball. We'll make it official. See? Okay. Now, I don't use that crystal ball, but it's nice that it's there, isn't it? Little prop for the camera. I don't know. How can I get it in there? Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to shuffle the cards. You would be thinking about what you want to know. I'm going to pull a couple cards just to see what's happening, anything to pick up on, what do we need to know. And I like to cut the deck in 3, some don't, but I feel it opens up the subconscious. That's what I teach my students. Okay, crystal ball, you have to go over there. And let's see. This is the Cosmic Tarot deck, based on 1940s movie stars. Ah, the High Priestess. Isn't that perfect? Look at her. She's gorgeous. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Three of Swords. Oh my God, what a story. Okay. Just pulling a few cards. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Three of Swords reversed, the Eight of Swords reversed, and the Moon. So as we come up to this Capricorn moon, it looks to me like the High Priestess. I would say that's any woman who is intuitive, and we all have this part of us. Even men have this part of us. She's known as the anima, the female side of the male. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles, so work, releasing old heartbreaks, and the Eight of Swords reverse, a kind of release. This feels like a release, maybe an emotional release with the moon there. The moon is full water, elements of emotion. Something comes up out of the subconscious. This is what this card means. The crayfish represents the subconscious mind, something coming to light with the full moon. The Hebrew letter, the yods, pouring down. Finger of God is upon you. And it's like a blessing, really. You have Pisces here. Okay, and this is the moon. So you really have the moon with the High Priestess. I know it should be the moon card, but it's not. It's Pisces. So lots of unfinished business looking like it's coming to a head to finish. You know, that's what it looks like to me. So, and that feels about right. Let's pull one more. Let's see what else we got. The Two of Wands. I love this character. This came up yesterday, the Two of Wands. Look at him. He looks like a little dandy there, standing there very proud. I have many men that come to me. It's not just women. But if this card showed up, I would say this was a very proud suitor. And someone seeking their fortune. And also someone looking, you know, it reminds me of that song, you know, My Spirit is Crying for Leaving, you know, the Robert Plant song. When I Look to the West, you know, the guy is looking for adventure. He's looking for something new. He's looking to make his stake or claim in the world, yet he's quite the bravado. The wands are very much about the fire energy, but they don't have to be in this lovely case. They don't have to be. Okay, again, shortening the reading quickly. Let's pull a goddess card. This would not be the way I work. I take time and hours, and you get the benefit of all that. But since time is of the essence with these videos, they take too long. Here we go. One quick one. Vesta, home. I love Vesta. She's the goddess of the sacred fire. And Vesta is your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. Vesta is about welcoming people into your home and offering the sacred fire, which is like meditation. It is about spirituality, creating and living in a spiritual place. So if you, and that too could have, Capricorn can be very spiritual. Some people think it's traditional religion, but I know many Capricorn people are very spiritual and not into religion, but into spirituality. And so your household situation is improving. So this really opens the door for, again, earth signs, love a good home. Cancer is the home. The opposite, we're in the Cancer time now. So this is all about creating a happy spiritual home, a nice retreat for you to relax and heal in. And on that note, if you want a reading with me, please get in touch. These discounts won't last forever, and I know my clients and I know my students, and they pay a lot more. And I say to my students who always wanted to get a reading with me, now's your chance. Get it for cheaper. Why not? Again, going to the discount for the book, Better 25 at blurb.com or blurb.co.uk, or try the discount won't work on Amazon, only on Blurb. And for me, summer discount. If you want a reading, I'd love to read you on Skype or on Zoom, whatever's necessary. And I can also record it, so you have it. I bring through messages of loved ones from the spirit world, as well as look at the past, present, and future. And I also read, pick up the energy or messages from pets. And as I said on my video yesterday, those are some of the most beautiful, because they're pure love. They're just pure love. You can't go wrong when you hear from your pets who've passed. Some people come to me just for mediumship. That's okay too. You're welcome. And some people come to me just for astrology, which is what I offer. It's all on my website, www.tarotbyseancohen.weebly.com. All right, for that, happy Capricorn moon, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye.